leading on from there, what separates a capability development initiative from a transformation initiative? And are they one and the same, or does one fuel the other?
As I mentioned earlier, transformation is the journey,
Right.
and capability development is the fuel for that, going into that path.
Okay.
You also asked that what exactly is capability development all
Right.
about? Capability development, what brought us here will not
Get us
make
there.
us successful in the next step.
Right.
So we have to constantly upgrade ourselves. And for that, the very important thing, as Hans was talking about, this interaction and communication, that's a challenge. It's very important that capability development, primarily, let me first answer the first part of it.
Right.
It is more about building your own capacity.
Right.
Through skills, through knowledge, and very, very important, which is lost in the translation, is this, that how you are going to apply what you are absorbing.
Right.
Say, for example, somebody who watches this podcast and he finds one point for his business very interesting and he wants to evolve that, work with his team. This entire action and how it gets executed is ultimately the proof of the pudding.
Right.
So then once you have that action plan, you can have measurables. Sometimes we do the mistake that we lose the larger focus, that is where we have to travel and what we has to be done about that. So that's the very essence of capability development and transformation.
The difference between the two.
Indians by nature, as Hans was talking about, and this is my experience with the German incubator and Singapore the Israelis, and in Singapore also sometimes when we have interacted.
Right.
Until unless we are very open in communicating our needs and wants, and there's a very, very clear term in management for that. So assertiveness.
Right.
You don't have to be submissive, you don't have to be aggressive, you have to be assertive.
Right.
So that you are able to explain your needs in a proper emotional way to the other person. And if this is not, sometimes a lot of people avoid this, and therefore what Hans rightly pointed out is that people misunderstand you.
Right.
And that's what making our country or our businesses a little kind of look odd in the whole thing. Hans mentioned about this opaque culture in China. So a lot of people either they're compelled to do business, or whatever reason they if kind of it permits them, they do it only up to a certain scale over there.
Right.
But India is at a very important point of period of history.
Mm-hmm.
And if we make the right moves, then sky is the limit for us right now.
Absolutely. So, Hans, you emphasize leadership vitality and cultural transformation, right? How does well-being tie into hard business metrics like market growth or innovation speed? How do you do that bit?
Yes, well-being very often sounds like going to the sauna and the beauty club and all this, but well-being includes much more. To have all the power in this life that you have in your hands, and you bring it on the floor or into the world. And that means leaving the ego status, just you are the most important thing in your career and you must be more successful, it's competition, and integrate the new factor of resonating with your environment. And the resonance, the authority is one thing for the ego, yes, you must be strong, clever, all this. But the resonance with other people brings much more power, and people who resonate with others have a higher well-being status. Their stress level is lower, and they are easier in communication and conflict management and problem solving, because they have no negative thoughts in the background that makes the body sick. If you think about, oh, I'm a failure, I did not do 100% enough, I'm not good enough, then you fall down into the no-go area where you think you're not able to solve any problem anymore, and you get separated from the rest of the world, and you say, no, I'm a loser. And this is really a non-well-being status. And then you have other people in the low-go area who say, yes, we have authority, but I don't trust myself to put all my horsepower on the street. I keep it back because I don't want to be recognized too much in the public. I rather play in the background, like a servant in a hotel or so. You're doing all the big jobs, but they're not appreciated really by others. They're just taking away the dishes and cleaning it, but they do not get the appreciation that they really needed. Especially in our hotel trainings, we did this globally. We found out the boss must start to appreciate them and the owner of the hotel. And then they have a team spirit, and then they're really responsible for the guest relation and for the customer experience moments, the moments of truth. And that's where you really can see happy people. They enjoy coming to work early in the morning at 4 to the hotel, Monday morning factor, is it called? How's your attitude, your approach there? And if that's great to see, I'm so happy the weekend is over and I can go to work because I have a wonderful team and I have wonderful clients and good jobs to do, then there is a well-being factor in your life. It's not the separation between free time and work. That means it's your life. You go playing on the ground in the hotel or wherever you are, and you go there and you like it to meet these people and to bring out the best in that organization and to improve every day, every moment with every thought.
Interesting perspective. So again, from the source, the level playing field is even for everybody, and there's a lot of motivation from these, processes that we've got in place.
Yeah, you can see it in the eyes, you can see it in the body language and the movement, and how people are openly just looking around and finding problems to solve. And others, they're really dumb and they just go down like, oh, another step I have to make. I don't like it. If I were better at school or I were better as my neighbor, I probably would be happier, but I'm not happy. And then they go to the doctor and they get a prescription and they get some pharma pills and perhaps they brighten up a little, but that's not the long-term solution.
Right. Interesting. Thank you, Hans. Now, Anirban, when you were in Adani Group, you led Nalanda, a large-scale capability building initiative. What lessons did you learn about scaling transformation across thousands of employees?
Yeah, the Nalanda was basically for the functional people from different functions.
Right.
And we realized that the capabilities that are required for driving a function is today much more complex. A very different set of skills are required. And most important is that you have to upgrade yourself even when it comes to understanding the function. Right. See, taking HR as an example, or HR has in the last 5 years completely changed.
Right.
And when I meet a lot of HR professionals, they are not even aware about what is changing. Today you have, I think somewhere I was reading that by 2030 AI is going to make a lot of transition. And one of the things that it will bring is, if you have got 1,000 people in the company, it is not possible for you even throughout the year to have a meaningful dialogue or engagement with all the employees. So you have got this AI chatbots which will talk to them, which will kind of get you a lot of data. But now this requires a very different skill altogether. Someone will be analyzing the data, and then an HR person would be expected to change probably the annual engagement survey in a manner that's keeping more with the time, the changes that are happening. Driving new initiatives that are much more focused on building productivity or engagement, as Harry was mentioning about, right. People not going to work with the feeling that they are really, really going to enjoy. Wellness initiatives can be one of the things. Now, a lot of this with the new data that would be coming, the HR person probably can initiate things himself or herself, or he or she can look at a very robust, cost-effective model of putting a mechanism together.
Right.
which will be beneficial to the company. For a mid-sized company or large company, cost is always a problem, and time is also a problem. So one of the things that we did, by the way, in Nalanda was to make the modules smaller so that the business hours are not lost. The how we implement this, it's spread over a period of time so that people are able to absorb it much more meaningfully.
Right.
These are innovations that an HR person, as we are talking about capability transformation, this requires a wider understanding of different perspectives of HR, different areas that touch upon HR, whether it is psychology, wellness, and a lot of other things.
Right.
So that's the key. And as Hans was pointing out about the wellness part of it, I would just like to add to what he said. In my PhD research, which is how does sports play a vital role in having better productivity at work.
Right.
Close to 5,000 people I interviewed and surveyed. And one thing that came out is sports and anything which is you do for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There is a way of looking at what you do for your livelihood, and whatever you do, I do, or Hans does is for our livelihood. But what do we do for ourselves?
Right.
That's also a very vital thing. So do we play anything? Do we have a hobby? What is it that we do to develop ourselves holistically? And because we are an organic entity, and
Right.
therefore we evolve over a period of time. We are no more what we used to be 5 years back. We
Right.
changed from school to college to post-graduation, then as we evolved. This evolution can be supported in a much more meaningful way when you are actually engaging in some kind of team sport, because
Right.
it will teach you a lot of things, which in sports is the best way to, what you fail and what you learn from your failure is the best platform to do that.
Right.
And when you come to work, you bring that, I would say, Hans used a very important word, resonance.
Right.
Your executive presence as a leader is the biggest asset that the organization has.
Right.
If you are having leaders who themselves are, struggling with themselves, then you don't expect the team to be energized and feel happy to come on a Monday to work.
True.
It is as simple as that. And this is what a lot of organizations probably are missing out today. Even smaller companies can make it, even before your customer, when you go, you make a lot of impact.
Right.
So business also is, it's very vital for the business part of it also.
Absolutely. I agree. In fact, I resonate with you on that perspective, because when I was in my school, we won a trophy after 30 years, and the only thing that I can think of is because, the team was a team. We resonated with each other. We were aligned as well, and we knew our vision, our goal, and the focus was very clear, and that's what helped us win that. So I completely understand. The roots are there.
I'll also share a very interesting research, and some data shows that worldwide, globally, the average amount of money, that is close to $1 billion, is being spent on team building activities by organizations. This is an average figure.
Right.
Now, why then the productivity levels have gone down? It has gone down drastically since the 1990s. And one of the key reasons for this, a lot of researchers and experts are pointing out, is that team building can only succeed when actually people have a rapport among themselves. And to build a rapport, there is nothing in the organization that is at this point of time meaningfully being done. So
Right.
you are bringing together in a room people, but you are trying to superficially sort out the issues. We are not, as Ari was mentioning, not going into the deeper part of it.
Right. Interesting. So, right now I have both of you who are torchbearers of the industry, driving transformation, driving capability development as well. The question is to the both of you again. What is the toughest resistance leaders face when trying to transform their businesses through people? What is the one thing that is the toughest part?
Sometimes it's the pride on their success that's standing in the way. Say, look at me, I'm so fine and I don't have any problems. And this is my haircut, as you see in my my case. This is my car, this is my holiday camp, and this is my villa. all
Right.
this, and that's really standing in the way.
Right.
If you have this outer appearance, people don't trust you on one hand. If you're like a TV or movie star moving through the company, you must be on the same level of people. So yes, I'm a human person as well, and let's
Right.
meet on that level. And some people carry their expectations towards you, and all the problem-solving qualities as well are personalized in your person, then this is standing in your way. So if people approach you and say, I have a big problem, please solve it for me, you must say, no, you figured the problem, so please come to me with 2 or 3 proposals. How can you solve this on your own? And then we can have a discussion about the ways to do this. But first, bring your own ideas into this process and make some trouble management or whatever you have, proposals, and then we can just transfer this into reality. And then I will help you if you need power or decision-making power behind this, and it's a good solution, then we will do this. But first, you are responsible for yourself and for your perception of the problem, and then solve it yourself. And that means you get in touch with the people on the same level. Everywhere there's problem solution and engagement growing, and that means really a growth of revenue as well, that you are not integrated in all the little processes, in the detailed processes in the departments, operations or production or in other parts of the company. So that gives you a lot of time, free time, just to rethink the whole big thing, and don't take care of all the small things on your own. You should have trust into your company buddies, into your personnel, that they will solve the problems they see.
Interesting. Your perspective, Neil.
I completely agree with what Harry was saying, and I tell you, see, at the end of the day, I think a lot of managers have started believing that their designation is the most important thing to them.
Right.
The size of the cabin is very important. The car they drive is very important. So everything has gone into a materialistic zone. Whereas the people that you get to work with, why should someone be happy to work with you? It's not something that requires an Harvard University research. If the person likes you, he or she would dedicate himself or herself to you, even at a lesser salary. And I've really seen this. I've seen this when I was working with the Tata Group. Tata Group, we all know, they are not the best of paymasters.
Right.
And yet people have stuck to those organizations. They've developed themselves. And when they finally move out, some of them are doing very wonderful things in their own way.
Right.
Now, what is the learning from that? As managers, as leaders, we should be able to connect with people. Without connecting with people, it's very difficult for the other person to give you a professional feedback also. Why should someone come up to you with a business idea or what is ailing in the organization, if he or she feels that there is a huge chance of getting misinterpreted or the whole thing not being understood? Because I'll go back to the Indian schooling system. The schooling system has already taught you that don't ask too many questions. You are supposed to follow. That's how the Indian cultural schooling system is. And therefore, when you come to the corporate sector, you are more of complying, and the more you comply, you are rewarded. So what Harry was mentioning, that this entire culture of materialism is something that has probably picked up in the last 20 years, because when I started my career, managers used to be different.
Right.
And now they are very different. So if I was 25 now, I would probably have not gone into the corporate sector, probably done something else. Because it's very difficult at times to kind of be all the time being compliant with what a certain person's expectations are.
Right.
Authenticity is something that we are not being able to encourage. You cannot be two different people at home and at work.
True.
And a lot of people whom I meet in Bombay who are from the medical profession and psychology background, they keep talking about this, that in the last 10 years, actually, I believe whatever data they kind of have been sharing with me, family disruptions have gone up. And this is not something that is a very good sign. And much of it is to do with, people being, how they're coping up. These youngsters are coping up at work.
Right.
So this is something, Scott has published a very interesting data around that. That out of 10 managers, 3 have got, they 3 need some kind of help through a counselor or something to be able to kind of manage their teams more effectively. And some of these managers are causing huge attrition, which is again a problem for whichever company they are working for.
Interesting. So, by and large, would I be fair in saying that, as leaders yourselves, the biggest resistance is people's ego? Would I be right in saying that on number 1 category?
Yeah, your own ego first and then other people's egos as well. And if we bring them together to have the attitude of we are a system and we all have to work, we must take care of innovation management like artificial intelligence right now, when Google has developed the quantum computer, which is 200,000 times faster than the normal machine. And they're talking about the hardware, software problem. And then they say we have a wetware, and wetware is the people who serve it. And that makes the big difference. So you have all the hormones, the emotions running, and to bring this in a proper way that you can integrate the artificial intelligence into your company. And this should be a decision not only on top of the company, but in all other departments as well. But people have to be open for change management process, for adoption of technology. And as we say in Germany, who is really loving and who is attracted by change? Let's say only babies who have their trousers full of shit. All the others don't like change.
Very true, very true. Absolutely. True. Interesting perspective. Great. So Anirban, you were adding something to this.
On the transformation part of it that you asked, that what is the resistance? I think many times that I have experienced is something like a functional fixed test. And in German, this is something that I read when I was going through a lot of research in Germany. And I realized something very unique. We all love a certain subject, and we all love to see everything in the world, or at least in our workspace, from that particular dimension or prism. So say for example, I'm a commercial manager. I would evaluate everything primarily from the commercial aspect of it. So therefore, sales and business development may not take the precedence, or the way a sales or business development person would see a certain problem, which is a market problem. I would see it from a very different way. So what happens, this fine aspects has to be tuned, and one of the key to having a very successful transformation, apart from the manager's ego part and what he has to kind of do, is also to make sure that we understand and appreciate what the other person does in the organization, because many times we are not very we do not understand. Since we do not understand, we underestimate and we underappreciate. And there's a very beautiful thing that I learned from Spider-Man is this: what people do not understand, they fear. So if I don't understand what is you do it in the organization and how you contribute to it, I will fear, and in the organization how it plays out is there is more confusion and there is no appreciation of that part.
Interesting.
May I add something?
Please do.
Perhaps you've heard about the TV show, The Undercover Boss. He clothes in cleaning woman clothes and goes just to the place where it really hurts to work there, And it gives him so much input, what's going on there. So he learns from the others, people and their suffering sometimes and their fun as well. Then he can come back on a new level and has a close relationship to the people as well. And on the other hand, he knows what really it means to be hardworking and not just sitting on the office and watching TV or watching the computers or his stuff. That's really very helpful to go to the place where the work is done and to interact with the people. That is credibility, and this is personal contact, and that is so important for a growth of a company.
Right. The learning is first.
That's a very important point. I have been observing, particularly in the last 2-3 years, that when people are free in the office, they're actually not talking to the guy who's sitting on the next to them. They are actually, working on their smartphones.
Right.
So I have been asking questions to quite a few people in the last 2-3 years that what is it? And one thing that, in the final analysis comes is that probably people are not seeing value, Roshan, anymore in I have consciously developed a connection with Hans or with you. They don't see the value in that anymore. They are seeing more value in glued to a technological device, which is connecting them with the world which is beyond their immediate periphery.
Right.
So they are not living at the moment and in their own surroundings.
Right.
Which is actually, I would say, kind of diminishing their social and networking skills, which is probably not a very good thing when it comes to business, because business is all about relationship and network and what you can deliver, people being able to understand and you are being able to articulate it before them.
True. Interesting. What I get from this piece of conversation is that transformation is definitely not easy, and for leaders such as yourselves, it's not a cakewalk. There are 1,000 perspectives that needs to be put in place before you start, rolling the ball down. So I think a good job till now is
we have survived.
We've survived. Right, we've survived, and it's a continuous journey.
Yes, we are learning every day from this.
Absolutely. True.